More small business owners are now concerned about the direction of the country, the increased number of people sick with COVID-19, higher costs for goods and services, and the continued struggles to hire people. Those are some of the findings of Goldman Sachs' national poll through its 10,000 Small Businesses Voices initiative. 38% of small businesses surveyed nationally believe the country is heading in the right direction, but that is down 29% since just June. And a lack of workers remains a big source of stress.
The inability to attract workers, whether they're competing with large businesses, there is a dynamic. We of course ask the question, why do you think this is? And the enhanced unemployment benefits, which expired on September 6th, scores high in terms of opinion as to why this is an issue, as does the overall just shortage of labor supply. And I think you're also dealing with some employees who, whether they have an underlying health condition, they have a family member they live with, or someone they spend a lot of time with, who they're nervous about going back to work. And I think that anxiety is probably only intensified over the summer with a lot of breakthrough cases, with the Delta variant, proving to be incredibly contagious, even for those who are vaccinated.
In some states like Iowa, where our governor ended the state's participation in that enhanced federal benefits early, like some of the few dozen or so other Republican governors across the country, that now has, that's ended for a while. People haven't been getting that extra stimulus check for quite a while. Is there anything you can see in this that shows for the people who have managed to not work, or maybe they're doing something else for income or whatever, wherever they've left the apparent workforce here? Is there anything that shows when that changes? It's a fascinating dynamic about where these people have gone.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of, and I'm speaking, somewhat anecdotally, but I think a lot of individuals, as a result of the pandemic, have made some pretty drastic, sort of life-changing decisions. They decided, I don't want to live in this big city, whether it's in New York or Chicago or San Francisco, Los Angeles, and instead I'm moving to a different state. I'm moving out to the suburbs, and it turns out I really like this kind of working remote lifestyle. And there's plenty of companies now that are willing to acclimate you to that. And, you may or may not have to take a pay cut, depending on where you're moving and your job profile. But a lot of people are making that decision. Just they've seen their quality of life in terms of their ability to drop their kids off at school, pick them up, go to practices. They like it. And so I think they want to maintain that going forward. But for, a lot of small businesses, they don't have the ability to convert their employee base to remote, especially obviously, a lot of small businesses, and you think of this in, Main Street, Mason City, or, Cedar Rapids, you're obviously all retail. And you see Main Street businesses across the US who just can't, that's just not the reality of their business model. So that's the challenge right now, is particularly for small businesses, they don't have probably the business profile that a lot of, for instance, technology companies have, where they can just simply shift people to remote. So that's probably part of the dynamic as well that exists right now.
Your research shows that there is still this ongoing concern on the most basic level. Their stuff is more expensive, this inflationary pressure. Now, maybe last month it showed that pressure maybe has lessened some here, but you have that pressure for things costing more. You have workers demanding more, and companies trying to figure out how to entice them back into the workforce or get them to come to work for their business. So how are they managing that, and what are their concerns about that?
Well, I think it's, we asked a question that sort of gets to the heart of it. Have your workforce challenges, improved or worsened since COVID? And no surprise, 65% say they've worsened. So yeah, they're getting kind of pinched on every side, right? They're having a really tough time, getting their employee base back up and running to where it was pre-COVID. They're also obviously dealing with the inflationary pressures. In our survey, we found 81% say the inflationary pressures have intensified since June. 84% say, no surprise, that they've seen an increase in terms of their own costs. In particular, if you look at by industry, I would say just from a macro level, it's high across the board. But in particular, it's construction, manufacturing, food, hospitality that seem to have just like sky high, like 95% levels in terms of increased costs. They're the ones seem to be impacted the most. And we have a lot of restaurant owners that speak to the fact that they, on a week-to-week basis, don't exactly know what their cost of goods is going to be, and they have to obviously change their menu prices, to reflect that. But at the same time, they want to be able to compete with the big restaurant chains, which have a lot more flexibility in terms of their margins. And so that's a very, very challenging issue right now for small businesses.
Coming up next, what some Iowans believe is the fight for freedom.